Hey Radiant Souls, welcome back to my channel. My name's Heather. I'm an intuitive counselor, author, artist, animal communicator, energy healer, and I'm on a mission to empower and embolden others to connect with their divine radiant light. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great day. It's time yet again for the monthly energy forecast. I try to do these once a month, hence the name monthly energy forecast. It's so clever, right? Last month I was a little late, so this month I thought I'd come in a little earlier than usual and bring you what I'm sensing, seeing, what was transmitted to me by my team of guides for the month of May. So if you're brand new here, you don't know what the heck I'm talking about. I am a channel. Like I said, I'm an intuitive psychic medium. I have a team of guides that I work with, and they help me transmit to you things that are relevant, things that are out in the world that you may be in kind of a way to help us navigate that energy. So I don't really do, on the 14th, it will be this or that or the other. I'm not that kind of psychic. But we're looking at the energy and how best you, because I want to empower you, how you can navigate what may be coming your way. So we're kind of looking at what might be headed this way for May. And it typically comes through as a word. We have a little bit of a message behind that to support why that word was put forth or chosen or transmitted. There is an animal that whose energy or whose characteristics can help us understand the lesson. There's often an element of the natural world in some way. I don't mean boron element, something from the natural world that can help as well. So, and I channel an art piece that contains the frequency of the message, which you can download a copy of that for free from my website for the month that it applies. You can find that link in the description box below. So for the month of May, the word that I kept seeing, hearing, being prompted to share is congruent. So to agree with, to come together, to correspond with. But it wasn't so much that, here's the tricky part, because I thought, cool, things are going to be congruent. It's going to be nice. We're just going to fall into line with one another. No, it's, as per usual, an invitation for us to look at our own lives, our own communities, what's around us that is not congruent, so incongruent. What within you doesn't fit? What around you doesn't fit? And the phrase I kept hearing from my team was, this is a time of keen alignment. Really dialing that in. Really looking at not permissioning those things that don't work for you anymore. Sometimes we're just yeah, it's not the best fit, but I'll just make it work. No more for that, to the degree that you can. So what in your life is incongruent? You want to bring it into congruence. Congruency. Is that one of those either ors? I don't know. So this is the time to face up to it, change it, or let it go. Whatever doesn't fit, whatever doesn't agree with you, whatever doesn't come together with you, your authentic self, and whatever doesn't correspond with you, your authentic self. So it could be your actions, your values, your perceptions, your beliefs, the crew you hang out with, the daily habits you have, anything like that. All of those should coincide. If you were to put them one on top of the other, superimpose them, they should coincide. That is congruent. When they don't, your energy, your authenticity, your divine radiant light gets a little warped. It gets a little misshapen. It's like the tire on the car that loses a little air pressure and starts to go ba-bump, ba-bump, ba-bump as you're going along. So if you're out of alignment with something, drop it. Step away from it. And if you can't do that yet, at least acknowledge it and be honest with yourself about it. Why? Why am I not in alignment with that? Why doesn't that fit me anymore? We all grow and shift and change. We're going to come in and out of things, habits, beliefs, perceptions, relationships that work or don't work as we grow and evolve. So keep that in mind. There's a fluidity to it, and sometimes things just don't work. So begin, if you can't make a big move, a big change. I don't want you to feel frustrated. Not everybody can, step out of a job or whatever isn't working for them. But at least become aware of it and start to see, almost map out for yourself. Why does that not fit me anymore? What would be a better fit? And start to map your energy in that direction, or focus your energy in that direction, so that you are calling that to you more. So I'm not a big astrology person, but I do want to reference, because we got kind of walloped with some astrological stuff this week, and it is contributing to some of this as we're leading into May. Oh my gosh, May. Wow, talk about getting walloped. I don't even know what day it is anymore. But we had a new moon, we had a solar eclipse, and we're going into Mercury retrograde. I really don't freak out about retrogrades. A lot of people do. Yes, stuff can go sideways, things can go wrong. It's really a chance for you to put up a mirror and look at yourself and revisit things that maybe kind of in school when you would have the book assignment, and maybe you would read it really quickly first. But then when it got closer to the time where you needed to write the paper or do the test, you might go back and revisit some things and read it a little closer, because now you really do need to know it. We do that in life too. We're like, no, I'm just going to flow through some things, and now I got to pay attention. Let me go back. Retrograde is that pop quiz. It's just prompting you to go back and look at things. And it's an open book quiz, so that's the best kind. You get to go back and revisit things, tweak, learn those lessons, pull them down if you didn't catch them the first time around. It's cool. Don't sweat it. But the energy that was contributing to this was that of the solar eclipse, because it is, as I understand it, and again, I'm not a big astrology person, but this one felt very impactful, so I read up on it a little bit. It's on the axis of Aries and Libra. So, and this particular axis, the eclipses that we have, as I understand it again, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but between now and March 2025, we're really keyed into the energy of Aries and Libra. So Aries is that domineering, antsy, fiery. They're a fire sign like me. I'm not an Aries, but I'm a fire sign. But it's go, do what works for me. I'm going to plow through and do something. Libra is harmony, relationships, blending together, maybe a little indecisiveness, not really committing to one thing or the next. But together, that means we're going to be looking at things like your personal power, whether you have it or you give it away. Relationships with yourself and with others. Resolution of things like anger and jealousy and resentment. So we're going to see some of all of those things, the old hits coming back up for us to revisit. So as we look at being congruent or incongruent, that's another way to look at that. What situations are no longer fitting with you? So the other message about congruence was that congruence allows for confluence. So if you think of a couple of two rivers coming together, that's a confluence, and how powerful that is and how much that shapes the terrain that it goes through. If you're not in congruence with yourself, you don't trickle down to meet those others who are also in congruence, and together that confluence starts to change things and shape the way things happen. The other aspect of that was thinking of a river going through a canyon. So the river needs the mountains to stay bounded and to get its energy and to get its trajectory and to get its power. And it cuts through the mountains. So it's an interrelationship there. So some of the shifts and things that happen in your life, you might feel compressed, you might feel shaped, but they're helping you get stronger as you go through that flow of that. And so the thing was not to be, I'm going to be in the flow with life. No, you are the flow. You create the flow by coming into congruence, so that then leads to the confluence of events or of actions or of people coming together. So the animal that went with congruence still is the elephant. And that might seem like an odd choice, but I think what I was tuning into about that specifically was that elephants are so tuned into multiple senses. And so many of us are here in this human experience thinking our way through things. We forget to like ground things in. And we can't really we can't have congruence. I keep saying be in congruence, and then it sounds like incongruent. That's not it. We can't have congruence with ourselves if we don't anchor some of that stuff in and process it through our body. That's what our bodies are for. That's what the energy body in particular is for, to integrate all of the outside influences, the data, the emotions, all of it, and use it for energy and get it back out, clean it up, process it. But we forget that, or we never learn that really. So elephants are keenly aware of everything around them. I did some reading on this too, and even a blind elephant can be a leader of the herd or the pack. I think it's a herd. They are pachyderms, but it's a herd. And because they navigate using the sensations of their trunk. They also feel, some of you probably know this, they feel vibrations through their feet. And their ears are so large because they're pulling in different frequencies and modulating them through those ears. Their trunks are really magical. That's how they smell. That's how they feel. There's like this gelatinous kind of, I forget what they were called, but the way that they can detect differences in smell and the age of smells and things like that. And they can know where up to 30 or so of their herd mates are. They're in tune with them wherever they are. So imagine like taking your kids to, I don't know, a water park or something. You know how that is. Like you got to figure out that one's there, that one's over there, and they can do that for 30. So that was the animal for congruence. How aware are you of everything around you and whether it's working or not working? How much are you using your energy body, your intuition, things like that as tools to help you decipher and uncover that congruence? The element of the natural world was a crystal called zoisite, and I'll show a picture of it here. It is known to transmute negative energy and kind of connect you back up to the spiritual realm. It's good for self-awareness and authenticity. So when you're looking at that congruence, that's what you want to be congruent with, is your true self, what works for you and what doesn't work for you. It also kind of gives you a kick in the pants, so to speak. It gets you over the hurdle of being lethargic and kind of gets you going again. So even if your mind starts wandering, it'll pull you back on task or help to do that. So, and then if we look at the artwork, we see here very congruent shapes, everything kind of nice. And you can see some evidence of the flow that we were talking about on the two bottom left and bottom right of the artwork here. So I think that's it. That's what I have. Congruence. I hope this was helpful. Take it with you, reflect on it, think about it. Even if you aren't making bold moves, think about what is serving you and what isn't serving you, and forgive yourself too. That's another big piece, is if you are stuck somewhere and you look around and you're like, how the heck did I even get here? This is so not me. Forgive yourself for that prior part where you didn't know, or you didn't see, or you didn't have the wherewithal or the energy to be present enough to know that something wasn't working. That's okay. That's part of what we're all here to learn too. So forgiveness, non-judgment of yourself and others as you're walking through the month of May. Hope this was helpful. I'll see you next time. Bye.